right. Let's start this conversation on state on youth and politics. Let me introduce my guest one more time. Japhet Ombui, President Kabila la Vijana. Asante for making time. Edward Githaiga, Chairman Vijana na Rao. Thank you for making time.
Cheers.
Newton Amasi, Spokesperson, Democratic Party. Asante for making time. Zena Lemelatian, Peace Ambassador, is yet to come. As soon as she comes in, we'll usher into the conversation. But I'd like to hear from you as well. At Trevor Mbija at Citizen TV Kenya, use the hashtag Daybreak. Let's start off with the Daily's front page of the Daily Nation. Uhuru throws race wide open. Political parties bill signed into law by President Kenyatta yesterday has opened a new battlefront that will see each of the current three major formations, Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Alliance, and Kenya Kwanza, jostling to form the most formidable coalition party to deliver an electoral win. The law, which was initially thought to be in favor of ODM leader Raila Odinga, Azimio has now thrown a lifeline to his opponents, who will use it to forge alliances. Amasi, I'll start with you on this one. There was a lot of hullabaloo on this law and how it was passed, who was bribed, so and so. This was an Azimio bill. Generally, what do you think of the political parties bill that now is law? The president has signed it.
Thank you very much, Trevor, for having me here today. Before we delve into that, I would like to pass our condolences on behalf of Democratic Party and my presidential candidate, Justin Beda Muturi, to the family of the Kenyan football fan, that is Isaac Juma, whose life was unceremonially ended in Mumias. And it is so sad to have such a scenario happening in this country at this age of time. And on behalf of my side, we wish the family pole sana, na we pray that those people who perpetrated that act will be brought to book as soon as possible. That said, this bill, it's good for the country. And again, we have continued to reiterate that, one, as a country, we need to have political parties that are strengthened, unlike the previous history where we have seen political parties as briefcase companies, where people use those particular political parties to champion their own ideas and ideologies. And you saw what happened in Bomas the other day. You were trusted by the voters and your party, and 1 month's decision could solve the whole show. And you saw Musalia, I don't know, he was being called William Musalia Mudavadi, carrying the whole ANC to the UDA brigade, and yet the people, the party members or the party dignitaries were not for that opinion. So may I believe it is good for the country, although we have reservations on a few clauses in that particular bill. But for the betterment of the country, it's a good thing for the country.
All right, Githaiga?
Yes. Thank you very much, Trevor. I'd like to take this opportunity once again to thank Royal Media Services for inviting me over today. So for me, I truly appreciate what Abba Raila Odinga and His Excellency the President have pushed forward with the coalition political bill. And now that His Excellency the President has passed it, has signed it and made it law, clearly exposes, number one, all that hullabaloo that you've mentioned. The other side of the divide was clearly shouting all over that they have the numbers. We went to Parliament, and I think we slaughtered that, and we defeated them with a lot of mess, but we did defeat them. You see what happened the other day in the Senate? It passed with a large number of votes. So therefore, it has clearly shown that the right side right now in Kenya is the Azimio. These are the people who are seeing the needs of the Kenyans the right way. And on the other side, it's exposing them. Because right now, you can hear around the mamas that they have formed a coalition, or actually you saw the other day with the ANC. And yet, 2 months ago, they were viciously saying that ANC is a tribal outfit. And all of a sudden now Musalia has become a darling. It shows you the hypocrisy, the lies, the deceit, the deception that is with UDA leadership. And therefore, we continue to commend the President and Raila Odinga for the good job they have done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Japhet?
Yes, Trevor. I don't want to get into the to discuss about what already has been passed.
Yes.
when the law has been passed, if it's good for all of us. And if it's bad for all of us. With them, they thought that by passing the political party bill is going to give them an upper hand. But unfortunately, we are going to beat them in their own game. As the Kenya Kwanza coalition, we were against the bill at first. But, and remember, before NC joined hands with the UDA, they were against the bill. I mean, they were in support of the bill. Let us not bring the issue of ANC joining UDA, forming the Kenya Kwanza. If Mudavadi had made a decision to join them, then he was to be a darling. But because he has joined the Hustler Nation, then all of a sudden he's a devil. So the political party bill is already the law. Let us face the wananchi, and we'll get the best leader for the country.
Okay. I like the direction that Japheth is taking, because let's talk about the earthquake, and you're the one who brought up this issue. What did you make of that move? Are these moves based on personal interests, or is it for the people?
Trevor, I will take you back to some thoughts. And it's usually say that you better stand by an idea and not an individual. Because an individual will usually take their own path. But an idea will always remain indelible. And on that fact, I will wish to say that the earthquake happened, yes, but the culprits or the people who are affected by the earthquake are well known to themselves. And even, Trevor, just to mention, the earthquake happened, and then all of a sudden we saw them steal even political slogans. And if they can steal political slogans, Trevor, I don't know what else they cannot steal. I've heard my friend here say about Kenya Kwanza. Kenya Kwanza is a Justin Beda Muturi clarion call. We were shocked that they can even go ahead and steal the Kenya Kwanza clarion call, which is really, really shocking, and considering their caliber of politicians, it speaks a lot, considering that if in all that earthquake, they never had the thoughts of coming up with a political, because you have heard them speaking about bottoms up, we have heard them speak about crazy slogans. And you see, one thing, Trevor, we cannot have a good economy without the country. And that is where we come in and say, let us first of all put this country in order first. After we have done that, Trevor, then the economy will come and flow in. But if we just push for an economy, and it is, anyway, about the earthquake, it happened, as they say, the players are known, but again, it's their personal space. They have the freedom to do whatever they need to do. And what we say is, let them build their case. As we build ours, then we'll meet at the end of the day.
Would you have reacted like this if Musalia Mudavadi decided to join the Democratic Party?
I wouldn't have reacted the same way, because one, if Musalia could have thought it wise to join Democratic Party or form a coalition with Democratic Party and come and join our Kenya Kwanza movement, it would have been wise of him, because the decision he made the other day, it was not wise at all. I come from the Western Kenya. If you find an old man calling you and telling you, hey, Newton, kindly don't make mistakes that Musalia is making in future. You are selling us as a community, and when that comes from an old man back in the village, it speaks a lot. So where I stand, and from my community, I think Musalia made a little bit a wrong move on the earthquake, yes.
Githaiga, what do you think? Considering he's actually worked with your party leader before.
Yes. Yeah. Indeed, it's very shameful, really. For the last 6 months, almost a year, Musalia has been in Oka, attending all the secret meetings, attending all the coalition meetings, and yet he was a mole. I mean, clearly shows you that even DP is not safe where he is, because this guy, anytime, he can skip and get away with it, There was no earthquake, by the way. Richter scale, 0, There was no movement. It was basically people who have run out of ideas. Because on one end, the other guy was saying, oh, we don't want coalitions. You know, UDA can make it alone. And on the other end, this is the same Musalia Mudavadi who has been quoted saying that the DP gari ya serikali, simu ya serikali. That was like 2 months ago. So I don't know what magic happened. So it shows you that there is ulterior motives, there is selfish interest. And going by what the president said, we have reached a time now where the line has been drawn. Therefore, get ready for Safari Rally, for politics. And we're waiting for the president also, people like us in Jubilee and in the Azimio, we're waiting for the president to show us the way forward. And we've clearly seen Raila Odinga is ready. He's ready to choose these people and also come up with our own coalition. As he said yesterday very well, you know, in a week's time it will be registered, right? And at least we have a history of building it. It's not something that, like a Lego game, you know, the way you put pieces together. That's what this Kenya Kwanza is all about. Selfish interest.
You know,
is this about selfish interest?
The fact that they're talking about the earthquake, it means they felt the magnitude of the earthquake. You know, and there's an interesting question that you have asked my friend there, Messi, yes, about what if Mudavadi joined them. And from his explanation is that it was to be wiser if we joined them, which means they understand the numbers that Mudavadi carry. In 2017, when Mudavadi joined the Raila team, they were all over praising him. And in fact, they made him a campaign manager. And when he joins the other side, it becomes, he becomes a non-starter. And let me tell you, Mudavadi was not a mole in Oka. When you see Gideon Moi in Oka, yes, automatically you know Uhuru Kenyatta is in Oka. And when Uhuru Kenyatta is in Oka, you know who is the presidential candidate of Oka. When Mudavadi realized that there are things that were being done behind his back, that's when he decided to pull the first one. So, my friends, the earthquake is real. Be ready for it. And let us face each other on 9th Tuesday.
You know, Trevor,
Yes, you do.
This issue of the earthquake, I wish we could just forget about it as quickly as possible so that we can focus on real national issues. Because honestly, you know, we have, and this is a challenge with Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi. He's so rigid with his mind that he doesn't engage other thoughts. Because all through, he has been rigid, oh, I'm going to be the presidential candidate, and then later on, you realize he joins a UDA. And this is where Democratic Party is going to be the pace setter. You know, an NDC, a National Delegates Conference, is supposed to be a party's function, not a coalition function. And if you have seen lately, on ANC, that function looked like it's a UDA function. And that is why we are saying on 21st of February, you're going to see the pace we are going to set as Democratic Party when it comes to calling for an NDC. Because that is a party affair, and it should remain so, not a sideshow event. And what happened in Bomas the other day on ANC, it was just like a sideshow. But we wish them we are going to bury them as soon as possible so that we can forget that chapter and move on with a better Kenya. But again, I wish my friend will apologize on behalf of their team for stealing the Kenya Kwanza
slogan.
And Trevor, if I may
kindly
add on that,
Yeah.
what happens to Central Kenya?
Yeah.
Just immediately after that meeting, NDC in Bomas, you saw Mwaura,
Yeah.
Senator Mwaura, coming and saying that Musalia Mudavadi should remember that the DP's position in that Kwanza is reserved for Central Kenya. So basically, there's someone being played, and I think it's Mudavadi clearly. Because first of all, he's come in very late in this coalition that had already been formed. He wasn't there 4 years ago. In fact, he was opposing the deputy president. I would also be worried as a deputy president. To have somebody who has been attacking everything he's been doing, and then now he's seated next to you. I know they say keep your enemies closer, so I think that's what Musalia is doing. He's keeping DP closer, but in the end of the day, the earthquake swallowed them. Because even if you see the movement they're doing around, these are confused people. Because how can you really tell me somebody like Musalia was a minister of finance when taxes were added 500%? Yeah? You have the scandal that is already in the media about the Makaburi, right? It shows you that this coalition is a coalition of people who have a questionable character. We have Anne Waiguru who has the NYS over her. We have now the deputy president every day. I mean, even Apollo was mentioned the other time that the deputy president has been mentioned in a lot of scandals, even though it has not been proven, but he's been mentioned. So it clearly shows the character, the persona of this Kenya Kwanza is actually Kenya Itapotea, Itazama. Okay. That should be the name.
Jafet.
Yeah, you know, Trevor, we don't need them to remind us about the NYS. We've got relevant institutions that are supposed to deal with it. But Kenya being Kenya, when it's a political session like now,
yeah,
people are looking for friends. And when you turn your friend away, now you become a devil. Mudavadi, Kalonzo, before 2013 election, Kalonzo was a watermelon. But when he joined them, he became clean. Before Mudavadi joined the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, he had that Golden Bag scandal behind him. But when he joined them, he became a good person. Let us run away from this kind of politics whereby we call people names because they're not supporting what we stand for. For us, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, we really respect him. And what we need is let us come, square it out, let us come up with ideas, let us fight as per what is ailing Kenya. But giving people names, calling people names, and by the way, the Azimio Kwanza, I mean the Azimio coalition, the Azimio coalition, if you look at what it stands for, and if you try to look at what is their manifesto, you realize that they don't have the Mwananchi at heart. These are people who are fighting, and if you look at what the president is trying to manage, is succession. In fact, he's looking beyond 2022. And that one will come to light, and we shall see it come to light. So let us go with the coalition that has people in heart, has Kenyans at heart.
Okay, let's move away from that one and talk about the One Kenya Alliance. And you see Kalonzo here says prepare for a tough race. Kalonzo is warning the rivals. Newton, according to you, what does this mean for the One Kenya Alliance? Is it now a done deal, or is it a formidable force that can be considered as an alternative in this race?
Trevor, ignoring Kalonzo Musyoka in the 2022 elections will be a very big mistake for any serious political contender for the presidency. And that is why, after the exit of Musalia Mudavadi, who was a betrayer in that particular arrangement, I believe Kalonzo stands a good chance to make or break whoever will become the president in the coming election. And when you look at it, the move by Musalia, it has really disoriented the Raila, the Azimio wing of this presidency. And with Kalonzo championing the Oka narrative, I believe he's a man to watch. And yes, I think he's in a better place to determine who becomes the president come 2022. So it's a serious thing, and whoever ignores Kalonzo Musyoka will be doing a very big political mistake.
Okay. Yeah. Githaiga, is there a plan to galvanize now that the lines are being drawn?
Yes.
Are you looking to reach out to Kalonzo and the likes and the team to ensure that they join your side?
Indeed, clearly Kalonzo, Oka team, even when the mole left us, before he left us, you remember them meeting the president at State House severally. I mean, Kalonzo is our dear friend. Kalonzo is our brother. Azimio is about brotherly love. It's about unity. And I believe it will reach a point where Kalonzo will join us. And we hope he's going to join us. Because, you know, the line will be drawn. It's either the good side or the bad side. So he must join the good side. And we really respect Kalonzo. And I like what Amisi has said. Indeed, Kalonzo is very key to Kenyan politics. And we love him dearly at Azimio. Kalonzo, please come and join us.
You know, we can't ignore Kalonzo when it comes to Kenyan politics.
Yeah.
Remember, he has been in politics. He has enjoyed, I think, for around 37 years of his political career. He has managed to put Eastern together, and we can't ignore him. He's going to play a major role when it comes to this. Also, we can't roll it out Kalonzo joining us. You know, in Kenya, anything is possible. He's going to be a kingmaker. Every election period, you're having kingmakers, and Kalonzo is not exceptional. Just like Mudavadi, Kalonzo is very important. So let us not ignore the so-called mall. They're calling Mudavadi mall, but let us not ignore. Remember, the move that Mudavadi made, it really raised the stake. At first, we expected Mudavadi to join, together with Oka, to join Azimio, because that's what the president wanted. But when he made a move and caused the so-called earthquake, what they are fearing as mentioning, the stake on the other side of the Asla nation raised. So things are going to be tough. Let us wait and see what Kalonzo intends to do. But remember, he's in record saying he'll be very stupid if he supports the Azimio candidate. Okay. So let us wait. Is he going to be stupid, or is he going to remain as Kalonzo?
Yeah, I know you're paraphrasing him because that's what he said himself. So let's bring in Zena Lemelati, and now she's joining us, the Queen from the North, and there's also Peace Ambassador. That's what she calls herself. Thank you for making time, Zena. We're talking about these whole coalitions and the movements around. Are they focused on, do they have the best interest of the country at heart, or is this a personal move for each and every politician?
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you for having me. I think coalitions are more of personal interest for these leaders, because you see, every politician has a personal interest above everything else. And the moment you decide to break up from one party or one person to another, it means your interest was not fulfilled there. And it goes just beyond their own personal interest. Each politician has people following them, and the interests of these people lie with this person. So if this person moves away, it means they are moving away with the people that they were leading. I don't think they were just there by any mere coincidence. Yeah. They were there leading a certain group of people.
Yeah. You are in this political field now. What do you hope and what are your aspirations to when we go into the elections? What would you want the priorities for each and every one to be, especially the leaders of the country?
I think most importantly, the priority would be to heal our country, to unite, to advocate for peace and cohesion, which we lack the most. And I think that is where we're seeing people coming up with slogans like Azimio la Umoja. We are basically aspiring for peace and unity across our nation, because at the end of the day, politics will come and go, but we want a solid nation that remains strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as a young person, for you, the most important thing is peace and unity.
Yes.
Okay. Amasi? Yeah, what is the one thing that is most important for you as a young person going into August?
As a young person going into it, I'll agree with the Queen of the North here, is that we want a peaceful country. And as I said, Trevor, we cannot have a beautiful economy without a country. So as young people, we are looking forward to a peaceful country. You know, the country is bigger than ourselves. Let us champion peace. Let us champion cohesion amongst our enemies. Our differences make us stronger, Trevor. And as a country, as we go into this elective season, let us accept our differences, because these differences make us make solid decisions for the country. And peace to me is the most important, because our country will be there even after us as politicians. Okay. So peace for me is
of utmost importance.
Yes.
Okay. Gidaiga?
Yes.
From a young person's perspective, what is most important? What are the priority areas right now?
For right now, young people want to see change. They want to see opportunity. They want to see participation. They want to feel part of all these coalitions. I mean, young people have come together, they have formed lobby groups, they have formed organizations in support of one coalition or another. But they need to be given that space within that coalition. Why? Because they are the majority. Secondly, they are the future leaders and the current leaders in the making. So therefore, the peace that we want cannot be possible if the young people are not engaged. And another thing I want to really quote is young people want clarity. They want to be sure. They want consistency, coherence. They want to be in a team that is courageous, that is ready to take on the future despite the challenges that we're facing. Because every country, every democracy, any revolution has been led by young people. Like in Kenya, when the Mau Mau were going into the forest, there were people saying, are you crazy? What are you doing this for? But see, now we have the fruits of freedom. Therefore, as young people, we want to be participatory, and that is why we'd like to recognize Raila Amolo Odinga, because he's shown the space to young people. And he himself, when he was younger, he actually led young people, and that is the person we're looking at. And also, like the President Uhuru Kenyatta, he said that it wasn't easy for him to make that decision to join Baba or to team up with Baba, but because of country, right? So therefore, we follow that clarion call, we follow Baba and Uhuru Kenyatta, and we believe this is a team that is safe for this country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Japhet, what are the priority areas for you as a young person?
You know, Trevor, I want to support what my sisters just said. You know, all these coalitions, these people have got their personal interest, and I think that's where as Kabila la Vijana we come in. Youth must fight for their space within those coalitions. Not that because my brother is in the Azimio, now we become enemies. You know, in Kabila la Vijana, I'm from UDA wing as the president. My deputy is from ODM. Our Secretary General is the national chairperson of the Service Party of Mwangi Kiunjuri. Our spokesperson was here the other day, is from Azimio. We said politics will come and go, but will remain one. As much as we are pro-Ruto or pro-Raila, these people will be presidents. One of them will be a president. Then what about us? It's high time as youths to come together, irrespective of the political party that you are in. Let us fight for our own space. What my brother is doing in the Azimio side is trying to find his own space. That one should not bring any difference between me and him. I want to urge all, Kabila la Vijana is general for all youths nationwide. And we are going to make sure that this time round, peace prevails, no matter the political party that you are coming from, because we will fight for them. Remember, they're just seeking jobs like another. They're applying for jobs. So we are fighting to employ someone who in turn will not even remember us. The other time we were singing Wembe ni ule ule, na tumenyolewa sisi wote the same. So let us be careful and let us maintain peace wherever we are.
Okay. I have to take a quick break here. That's an interesting conversation we're having. In fact, when we come back, that's what we're going to explore. You say that your priority areas are peace and opportunity, change, participation, clarity, but there's a bit of it that the youth are not taking part in. For example, the participation aspect, IEBC is struggling with the numbers. What's really happening there? How can that be fixed? At Trevor Mbija at Citizen TV Kenya, use the hashtag Daybreak. What are your priority areas as a young person going into August 9th? All right? That in just a bit.